Path once again. I'm your host, Kassa, and today I'm going to tap on the ego once again. But first, I want you to listen to this video by Mr. Blizzard King himself, and hear what he's got to say about the ego. He articulates it really well. So here we go. Play that video.
It's really about that ego. Somebody type ego in the chat room. Ego, it's your ego. Your ego makes you feel insecure. Your ego. What's the purpose? What does it serve, this ego? Why are people always trying to protect your ego? The ego is a complex, it's a psychological concept. It refers to a person's sense of self-identity, their self-esteem, and their self-importance. It's the thing that keeps you going. You thinking you better oftentimes keeps you going. You see, let's think about it like this. It's a part of the mind that mediates between the conscious and the unconscious aspects of yourself. Here, you know that you living in the ghetto, but in the back of your mind, you are a king. In the back of your mind, I'm a king. You living in the ghetto, you sleep in the bed with 3 cockroaches and a rat that damn big. Okay, but here you are in your mind, you think you're king. You're delusional. But your ego keeps you delusional. See, the concept in that regard, the concept of ego, it's been discussed through many various psychological theories and this undergone so much psychoanalytic theory. And it was something that was developed by Sigmund Freud. Now, he probably wasn't the first one to come up with the concept, but he was the first one to kind of lay it out. And the ego serves several important functions for the human psychology. It's a reality test. The ego helps people navigate the external world by processing information from reality and making decisions based on information. It helps differentiate between what's real and what's not. And it allows you to adapt to responses in the environment. It's a defense mechanism. You need your ego when somebody trying to put you down and make you feel bad about yourself. You don't want people to have you around here feeling feeling like a piece of trash. You see, you be ready to go jump off a bridge somewhere. You don't want that. So your ego acts as a defense mechanism also. So it's necessary. It employs like denial, repression. Somebody you love to die. You got to keep going. You just going to deny it. Something bad happened to you as a child. You repress those thoughts. You can rationalize your bad behavior so you can feel better about yourself. That's why they put you in jail, so you have time to think about it. You see? It helps you protect your self-concept and maintain psychological. If it wasn't for your ego, some of y'all go crazy with the reality that you're living in. You see? The ego contributes to the development of a coherent sense of self, integrating various aspects of your personality and experience. It brings it all together. You see, it's the little center part, the glue with the tentacles. It brings all aspects of you together. That's why you can reconcile the student with the savage that goes out there and plays football or boxing or something like that. It holds it together. And people want to protect their ego. They want to protect it because the ego is closely linked to your self-esteem and your self-worth. And protecting that ego helps maintain a positive sense of yourself, and it prevents your feelings. Somebody type feelings in the chat room. Protect your feelings. Your feelings of inadequacy, your feelings of worthlessness, because that's dangerous for the human being. When you start feeling worse, you start doing things that's not good for you. You see? So just keep that in mind.
Yeah. The feelings! You know those feelings! Well, he dropped it quite well. And that's, how can I say, a developed ego. Because we have different stages of ego development from the time we were teens, from the time we were infants. I think I'm false saying infants, but I personally think the ego would start at the age of 5 years old or 4 years old. 7 years old, the ego is changing. 10 years old, the ego is changing. A teenager's ego is not the same ego as a person who's 25. So the reason why I'm trying to speak about the ego or convey to you about the ego, because there's a particular message I have for particular egos. The information that I have, which is visual, artistic, and verbal. It can only be taken in by egos that are well developed. Otherwise it will be a waste of time for you being on the path. If you're not an ego that's willing to develop, willing to grow, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time on the path. Because here we need particular egos to inherit particular data, particular becoming in knowledge of self. You know, like they say in the Bible, don't cast your pearls to swines. On the path we do not do that. That which is holy should not be shared with dogs. You know, you find those statements in the Bible. So particular egos are out of control. We got no time for them here. We got time for egos that are willing to develop and inherit a cosmic information. There's the equation of we're spiritual beings having physical experiences. If that's the case, where did this spirit become from? Where does it come from? How does it relate to the physical experience? You see, only a particular type of egos can deal with such equations or such reasoning. Otherwise it's just blah 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 blah. And if you want that, there's a lot of that in the basilicas. There's a lot of that in the churches, in these places of worship. You can go there and get that. Here, I don't want to do that for you. I'm going to challenge your beliefs, your hope, your faith. And if your ego is not ready for such challenges and such development, then this is not the path for you. You can see the world, the way the world is changing. And in my videos, in my clips, I've stated that we are now at the intellectual stage of development. We're moving on. We're not in, back in the days where we're in the horses, in the back of a horse swinging swords at each other. And religious fights like that. They're now economical. These wars are kind of like economical wars for resources. Everything is becoming intellectual. AI is here. What is your purpose now? This is when the ego starts coming in. What is my purpose? So if you're just an ego that's just here to chase money and you think that's it, you're in the physical body just for materialism, so I got to chase this money. That's the kind of ego that we just go around in circles. We have to face materialism, and as I keep on stating, materialism, the science to materialism is economics. You have your own home economics. Then there is a social economics. Then there's a governmental economics. Then on top of that, there's actually today what we call corporation economics. They're taking over the governments and the countries of the world. So now we're just left with our minds, our egos. How developed are they? How non-developed are they? Can they be easily programmable and corruptible? Can your ego be corrupted by information, by data that you perceive, see, hear? Even sometimes maybe what you eat. Because they say you are what you eat. So on the path it's about developing the ego. That's why I've been doing this ego videos, to help you either develop. You can now challenge yourself to develop yourself, get the right data, go out there, just look for deep data. Go and study what the mind is, what the universe is, what reality is, what simulation is. Just grow that mind, because I'm going to give you a whole spiritual aspect to who you are, where you're from. That's the path. It's not easy, but we're in intellectual time, and it's time for us to take this intellectualism and reason with it properly. Otherwise, it can be corrupted. You can be corrupted with data that does not even benefit you. Now you're on the wrong path. Yeah. So until the next video, develop that ego. Grow on the path. Stay on the path. Develop it. because I go high data for you. So unless you're a developed ego, we got no. I can't help you. This will just be. I can't be out here trying to paint the mysteries of the universe to undeveloped egos. That will not happen. We'll not do that here on the path. So as we go on the path, we're looking for the secrets of the universe, and you shall attain them on this path. But for non-developed egos, I guarantee you, no way. No way. Until the next video. Stay on the path.